I didn't.
Yeah, it gives you a little bit of freedom.
Oh, really? That's sad.
It is.
I mean, my kids
Oh.
did such a ball. You guys were awesome.
Oh, that's different.
You and Marty, you
That's,
were awesome. How long does school last?
Warm up?
Does it? For fire one or for fire two?
One thing.
You both? They've done this the whole time.
It's just because
So that's awesome. So my kid is junior.
I'll send it up.
Now he's doing reserves.
It's not going to be a good report for that. Let's get that story.
He was National Guard.
Reserve.
National Guard.
My kid's National Guard. Yeah. Everybody wants them though. One without
I'd like to call the Dryden Township meeting to order. If everybody would stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
April, you want to take a roll call?
Hefner.
Here.
English.
Here.
Hazen.
Here.
Is there anybody that would like to speak during public time? Okay, consideration for approval of the agenda. We have two things to add. The outfit of the 2026 Durango under C, and D is for a scanner.
I'll make a motion to update the agenda with the outfit of the 2026 Durango and the scanner. I'll second it.
Is there any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Then we have our meeting minutes from August 12th and our special meeting minutes from August 28th.
I'll make the motion to accept the minutes as presented and for the August 28th meeting.
I'll second.
Is there any further discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Then we have the payment of the bills.
I looked over them, they look good, and I say let's pay them.
I'll second.
Is there any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next, we have correspondence. I believe it's from the Pierre County EMS. So, does anybody have any questions about the EMS? Okay. Next is, did you have anything else, April? Next is the treasurer's financial report.
I think we're in good shape. Tax day ends Monday. Before the payments come in, but other than that, we're good. I'll make a motion to accept the treasurer's report.
I'll second.
Is there any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next, you have the zoning administrator's report.
Yeah, he has been busy on some,
I agree.
some things that have been tedious and things that, he's doing an awesome job.
I like he's following through. If it doesn't happen and he says it's gonna happen,
Yeah, he does.
I'll go back again.
I don't have that.
But also, he's working with their residents too, just to get them over here,
You can hit my, I'll get another one.
so.
No, I don't have
Chris
that.
has
I
done
haven't
an
seen
awesome
that.
job.
No, it's very good. I thought.
Yeah, he has been doing a great job. And for the most part, people respond to him well. He's a good guy, so.
He knows his stuff inside out too, so that's awesome.
The problem sometimes though is when some people want stuff done tomorrow, and it doesn't happen like that. Committee reports, I have the police report here first, so let's do that. Sean?
For the month of August, I don't know how we hit 300 calls on the head, but we did. Officers responded to 300 calls for service for the month of August. We had 93 traffic stops, 20 citations issued during those traffic stops. We had 15 crashes. Just getting up there a little bit. 10 were property damage and 5 were personal injury. We did have 2 people arrested for operating while intoxicated. When I did this report, obviously I was reporting that the Durango order was placed, but it actually is in. So, which is a good thing. Usually it runs the other way, so I feel like it should be good timing for us and give us some time to get some things going with it. We're still in the search for particularly part-time positions. Obviously, we're working on the full-time position that we have open first and trying to get someone, not just a body there, but somebody that's qualified and fits our department. So we've worked hard on that. We've assisted on 13 medical calls and 3 fire-related calls last month. Obviously, as of August 18th, Dryden Community Schools is back in session. We make sure that we take precedence during our shift to be at those bus stops, the street crossings at both schools, and places where kids are, and as they travel to and from. Prior to school starting, our school resource officer, Greg Betts, in addition with Sergeant Chestnut, they're both Alice instructors. That's the alert, lockdown, inform, and counter and evacuate response to active violence. We make sure that the staff gets that training every year, and it's pretty critical in this day and age, as well as the students later on in the year. So officers outside of those things, they stay busy completing a lot of hours of our Police One Academy training. We've also looked into there's another online consortium for training called Virtual Academy that we looked into and considered with some of our CPE money. So I might bring that before the council at some point. But we get training money from the state for that continuing education stuff, and that I think might be a good use for some of that. So something to look forward to. Other than that, just agenda items.
Thank you. Next is the fire department report.
Okay, for the month of August, we had 27 calls. They ranged anywhere between 19 ambulance calls, 1 SEAL investigation, 1 domestic, 1 DOS, 2 fire alarms, 1 fires on fire, 1 general fire, 1 illegal fire, 3 personal injury accidents, 1 structure fire. Trainings. On 8-4, we did rescue and medical apparatus walkthrough, 74% attendance with 6 excused. On 8-14, we did documentation and communication training, 100% in attendance, 4 excused. On 8-21, we did address training with 89% in attendance with 4 excused. Events for August, Smith Appliances installed the Hard Start Kit on the AC unit. Members drove trucks in the Emily City, Metamora, and Lapeer parades during August. Air samples were sent out for our Cascade system, which is what we fill our air bottles on. And everything passed and was returned. Members provided coverage for Metamora during the Hot Air Balloon Festival. Jacob Van Dam, Mike Anashevich Jr., and Corey Hickey are all signed up to start fire school in October.
Haven't some of them been to fire school? What have they been doing?
Jake and Corey, Jake got his EMT, which is on here,
Right.
and then Corey just finished his MFR, so they're medically trained. Mike Anashevich Jr. was away at boot camp and is back now and wants to move forward with his training.
Okay. All right.
So Jake Van Dam passed his EMT course and National Registry exam as of August 20th.
Nice.
Upcoming events. September 11th, we changed up our training a little bit. We're going to be going over to Hadley and do the 9/11 walk with them. They walk from Hadley's fire station to Elba Station 1, which is 4 miles, and turn out here to honor all the first responders from 9/11. September 18th, we're doing chimney fires. October 6th, we're doing trauma and extrication. So it'll be the medical aspect of extrication. October 9th, we'll do extrication tools and techniques. And then October 16th, we'll actually do a scenario out behind our station too. Or we'll be cutting up cars.
It's on the 16th, anybody want to come and watch that?
Yes. 6:30.
It's fascinating.
Frank, did you guys?
So, and some numbers for y'all. Me and Jim, the Neapolitano, were sitting down. Last year, on this date, we had 158 medical calls. This year, we have 243. Wow. We're up 36%. Fire calls this year, or last year this time, was 68. This year, we're at 81, which is 14% increase.
Wow, that's a lot. Also, you
And
supported Mr. Berman
What?
with his funeral.
Yep, we participated in the funeral. They escorted the family in the funeral procession from Romeo up to the cemetery here in Dryden. Huge praise from the family.
That's awesome.
He will be added to the memorial wall, the Michigan State Fire Memorial Wall next year. It was too late to get him on this year, so he'll be added next year. And then I know that last August, we had hired a girl and she withdrew her application and she's resubmitted it. And she's not on the agenda right now. We're still going through the interview process and everything, but she'll be on the agenda next month. And then we're getting bids on new tires for 21. The tires that are on there are 18 years old. So they should have been replaced 8 years ago. So that will be on next month's agenda as well. That's all I got.
Thank you.
Both departments are keeping busy.
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 Next, we have the police department approval to hire a full-time officer, which is good news.
So we've been doing this process since January, actually. You know, and like I said, it's important to me that we find the right type of person, not just an officer who's qualified. So, with that being said, we've narrowed that down to an individual named Scott Savada. Scott worked a number of years. He retired, actually worked through 30 years for the city of Yale, where he grew up. He was kind of a hometown kid, stayed there, very loyal individual to his department, his community. In the last last 8 years, he's been a part also of the K-Pac Police Department. He started there back in 17 as a part-time officer, and then kind of the last 2.5 or so years transitioned to full-time there after his retirement. Last year over there, he was their school resource officer for K-Pac Community Schools. Scott's a very adaptable individual. He's worked all shifts, days, afternoons, nights. He meshes well with communities. We've got nothing but good things. His background is near completion, and nothing but good things to this point on him. He's a military veteran. He was in multiple parts of the military, if you look at his resume there. Graduate of St. Clair Community College, an associate's degree. We've yet to find anyone to say anything bad about this individual. He does his job well, he takes what comes to him, and we feel fortunate that he's applied at our department. We have, so within his background in doing his investigation, former Sheriff Tim Donnellan for St. Clair County was one of his references. I know him a little bit, and he speaks highly of Scott. And there's multiple people that we know that know this individual, so I feel like there's no surprises. When you're hiring, especially when you're hiring for a police officer, it's paramount that you have a trusted individual, and I feel like we've got one here. So, does anyone have any questions on his background or anything about him?
No, but I have some ideas to talk to you about later. Says he's a grill master.
He's a what?
Grill master.
His hobbies. Yeah. He used to skydive too.
I was gonna say, it's skydiving.
That's great.
But-
Instructor.
I'd rather stay in the airport, I think, but yeah, I have nothing but so far good, and obviously, we're asking for approval, pending the completion of his background investigation, comprehensive background investigation, which is required, obviously, and we really don't up the ante on what we do with that. Everything, we go right out to their house, we visit neighbors, we go to every end of the earth that we can to find out as much as we can about who we're trusting, so in our community. So with that being said, I would just be asking for approval to hire Scott Savada as a full-time officer for the Dryden Township Police Department, pending completion and passing of this comprehensive background investigation, and then obviously the physical.
You can grill and then he'll hit.
Yeah, that might be a good idea too.
I'll make the motion as stated.
I'll sign you.
Is there any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Glad you found somebody. So the Apex software upgrade or update, that's just what we use to sketch houses in our assessing program, basically. We have to do this every year.
I'll make a motion to approve the next software package at $595.
I'll second.
Is there any further discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Next is the outfit of the 2026 Durango.
Alright, so we got surprised with that early delivery on that, but in the meantime, I had Rob Underhill, who does our upfitting, and if you remember, he does all of the upfitting for the city of Lapeer, their police vehicles, their fire, some of their fire equipment, and all of their DPW equipment as well. He's done all of our cars since I've been chief here, and I'm telling you, I simply couldn't be happier with him. He does a great job. He gives us great pricing, and I feel like his price per hour, like I was speaking with Brian a little bit ago, I don't know that we're gonna find one any cheaper than that for the labor parts of it. The total on this one, and this is all new equipment, for the vehicle, it would be $12,043.86. The last vehicle that we did, the 2023 F-150, was about $10,100 2 years ago. Obviously, the price of things have changed a little since then, but then additionally, this vehicle, because it's an SUV, requires a little bit of additional equipment as far as the enclosure for the prisoner area. It has to have a rear cage between the cargo area and the seat, so that adds a little bit of expense. But you know, I think everything is individually listed in there. We may tweak a few things. Certainly the price wouldn't go up. If anything, I might be able to bring it down a little bit. But it'll be close. So, you know, we trust in this individual. I know of area departments that have spent $20,000 to outfit their vehicles, $16,000 to outfit their vehicles, and even that dollar amount with used equipment. So, you know, I feel like we're doing pretty good here.
Will you be using any of the equipment off the old one?
Well, for the old one, for the time being,
It'll be different.
obviously the plan is it's going to be a while before we get this one, so we're not going to be able to strip one down. I feel like if we were down to just 3 vehicles, there'd be a time where we have no spare. If we have Greg in the school, Adam comes in on a split shift and I'm here, we have no spare. So if we're down anything for a car deer, a flat tire, and those things happen, then we'd be a car shorter.
Or courthouse or whatever.
Yeah, so, I mean, I would like to, we're going to be bringing another officer on here too, and I'd kind of like to see what that's gonna mean mileage wise. We haven't had that full-time position, that additional one filled for, since back in January. I'd kind of like to see what we're putting out there for miles, because we don't, I mean, having 6 full-time officers, including Greg and Officer Betts in the school and things like that, it's hard to just have 4 cars at times. So, you know, we've been down like 3 different times this year to a car short, actually. You get a flat tire or you got an oil change happening and leaves a guy without a car, and that's not a good thing. So obviously we you know, that's something that's momentary and temporary, and there's other cars on the roads. It's not like we don't have an officer out there, but it leaves us shorter than we want to be vehicle wise. So I would think that I'd probably reevaluate come spring and see what we're gonna do. A lot of the equipment from that vehicle wouldn't transfer anyway. The only thing that really would is probably the overhead lights, the siren, and the controls inside. So you're talking probably $1,800 in transfer that, but then that car wouldn't be able to be used for emergency vehicle use anymore, so. But, you know, come spring, I think we'd be better suited to reevaluate that.
What's your motion?
I say I'll make a motion, to, accept the quote for, the outfitting of the 2026 Durango.
A second. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Next is a scanner. I would have brought another bid, but they're all about the same price, but the thing we're looking at is that it has to have a Twain driver to scan into our BSNA software. And the purpose is we've tried to, like, we're scanning in a lot of things on the assessing side, like deeds and property transfers and all that stuff. And now we want to start scanning in on the accounts payable side where she scans in invoices and stuff, so, later down the road, we're not having to go look for who we had do the floors or something like that.
It's all paperless.
I know.
It's
Yeah, right.
really, we used it at the village for, our accounts payables, and I'll tell you, it saves paper, it saves time, because if 10 years from now we're not here and someone needs to find something, it's attached to that bill, and when they pull it up, it'll just be there. So,
And as long as it's BSNA compatible, which is, you have to have that.
Yeah, otherwise you have more steps involved and it
Yeah.
takes away a lot of time.
Yeah. And also, I can do, when I reconcile my report, some of the statements that come in, scan through there, so it'll affect all of us in all different ways. Should be great. Our auditor will be greatly thankful for it. So I'll make a motion.
300, is that what it is?
Yeah,
Yep.
$299.99.
yeah.
I mean, and if this works in the future, it would be wise for us to get one for Rhonda and then one probably for you,
Well, this is for Rhonda,
just one, okay,
Yeah.
but
right?
I think so.
Yeah. You or Rhonda?
But you could probably use one too. at
Oh,
some
yeah.
point If this ends up working out.
Oh, yeah, get a lot faster.
We had our audit. Did I say that? Did you have something there?
Did I finish that? All those in favor?
Aye.
Sorry.
Opposed? Motion carried. Go ahead, Sue.
Sorry. I said we had our audit on Friday, and it actually went really well, and, it's so nice. April did a phenomenal job getting all of her stuff with the clerk and everything like that together, so wait and see what the auditor has to say, but he said, doing great. It's nice that it's so organized and everything's all right there, so it's awesome. That was nice.
You did a
They were
phenomenal
out of
job.
here early. That was amazing. Yeah. Usually they're right up there to the last minute, but
They used to take 2 days
wow, was it?
because they get a lot of files ahead of time now. They went down to 1 day and now they're down to
Yeah.
half a day.
So
Which is
they were here
crazy.
from 7 o'clock Friday morning to, yeah, up to about 1:30. Mm-hmm.
Does that cost us less?
No.
I don't know.
Here's how long it takes then.
Get a discount.
Yeah. But,
And cleanup day is Saturday, so,
yeah.
and shred day. Shred is from 8 to 10 and cleanup is 8 to 12. And you have to show your driver's license.
Yeah, I did put, because it came out in our newsletter, right, with our taxes, so I put that image up on the website anyways, at least. So.
Awesome.
Gives the prices for the tires and all that stuff. Right?
Yeah.
Cost for that.
I applied for the scrap tire grant, this year, and there were quite a few in the Pierre County that applied for it, and nobody in the Pierre County got the scrap tire grant. And even doing so with the scrap tire, they ask you to at least collect something showing like a good faith that you're doing, I don't know why, but, so. But yeah, nobody in Lapeer County got the grant.
How much was the grant? Do you
It
remember?
would have been flexible, I mean, anywhere between three, I was assuming about 3,000. But whatever your tires brought in, it's been awesome.
Okay, so you collect a person, then they reimburse you for whatever
Correct.
it's not.
Yeah, we would have worked with, I had set up to work with the garbage, with a special place up in Flint. So, we'll do it again next year and see what we get, and maybe we get a little extra out of here.
Our house guys are helping you.
Yeah, I think so. Sue's got it all set up.
So,
She worked it.
Is there anybody else for public time? Okay, we'll adjourn the meeting.
Thanks for coming.
hope Terry feels better.